Aloha and welcome to Remote Promote. For those of you joining us for the first time, Remote Promote is a project that was created to support business owners and entrepreneurs with the online communities, and that the online communities would be surprised and delighted with the talents and the treasures that they find here. So today, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you Elicia Nademin. Welcome, Elicia, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's delightful. So Elicia is a mental health provider. She's been doing this for 11 years. She's also an author. She recently wrote a book called Don't Be a Stranger, and it's about intentionally connecting with others online and in person in a way that's memorable. And she's also hosting workshops online as well to help people feel connected. And she's also an independent consultant with Rodan Fields Skin Care, and she's been doing this for 3.5 years. So very multi-talented, and we are delighted to have you, Elicia. I have some questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so the first question I have is, what challenges do you solve for your clients?
So I help clients in a variety of ways basically feel more comfortable and confident in their skin, whether it's from the inside out or the outside in.
Oh, I love that. And can you share with us both the inspiration for writing your book and your skincare business?
Absolutely. So first off, the idea of the skincare business and the book both have to do with this concept of investing. So in one case, it's about investing in ourselves and our self-care and positioning ourselves when we feel more confident, we have a higher tendency to invest in others. And then therein comes the book. The book is all about investing in others by leading by example, leading with warmth and confidence and kindness. So the idea behind the book was actually inspired both by my skincare business, that was the topic inspiration, but the idea of wanting to publish a book actually came from my father. So I lost my father several years ago, but when he was still alive, when I got licensed in the mental health arena, my father's first question to me after I got my doctorate, after I got my license was, so when are you going to publish your book? I was like, what book, Daddy? I'm done with school. No more. I don't even know if I'll ever read another book, let alone write one. And of course I was joking, but here you are years later, and you think back to those memorable moments in time, right? The moments you'll never forget with the people that are absolutely priceless and cherished in your life. And I wanted to honor his memory. It was so important for me to tribute that. And for some reason that was important to my dad. So the concept of my book, the interesting thing here is that since getting into the skincare business where I had no business being, I've really come to just cherish the gift that strangers have brought into my life, because truly strangers were the first people to support me in my business world. And they were the ones that really believed in me. And I met strangers everywhere that I went, in state, out of state, traveling abroad. And it's really just reminded me of not only our power, but also in how we can truly receive and share kindness. You know, there's a quote that says, to the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. And I feel like that's what this book really is about.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And would you mind sharing, what successful pivots have you made in your business during this time recently?
Absolutely. So ever since pandemic happened, so prior to pandemic, I was looking at launching book workshops in person, because I felt like I wanted to apply the book. How often do you read a self-help book and you read it and you put it on the shelf and then that's it? Whereas it doesn't help, it doesn't work if you don't apply it. And so I wanted to bring the content to life, bring the material to life by really digging in and saying, how does this show up in your life? How can you apply this? How can you utilize this to brighten up someone's day, someone's moment? You just never know. We're often so focused on the what if things go wrong? What if this person's not nice? What if it turns out to be a catastrophe? But what if it's amazing? What if the next stranger you meet changes your life? What if that chance you take at the skincare world where you have no business being ends up changing your life, which in my case it did, right? And so it's really about bringing the material to life in that way. And so when pandemic hit, I thought, oh no, what happened to this whole idea? And I decided, well, I pivot. So I immediately started launching workshops online. I created a PowerPoint, which I've since broken down into 3 separate workshops. And I've held several workshops online just for free to offer a place where people could not only come to feel connected, but also learn how to do that more intentionally. Because so much about being memorable and connecting is being intentional with your words, with how you present, attending more events. So that was one of the first things I learned in my business, was never miss an event. So putting yourself out there and really confronting your fears has been what I've been doing during pandemic, of figuring out where's the pain point and now how do we overcome it. I've also got a few other virtual events, but I know we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yes, and actually would love to hear, would you mind, and we'll share this information in the chat section, but the 3 virtual events that you've been hosting and I'd love being able to participate in. Would you mind sharing those with the online community?
So loved having you. Yes. So one of the first events that I started to host with my skincare team, actually, it started off as just a little small 3-person meeting where we came together to share nuggets of wisdom that we've learned in the skincare business that we've been applying to life. Because so much of what my business has taught me has literally made me a better person, a better friend, a better partner. And so we started just inviting people to this Zoom event we started to call Nuggets of Wisdom, where we ask folks to just simply come with a quote, a mantra, an affirmation. That has quickly grown into a bigger and bigger event where folks just love coming together and sharing kindness and positivity. It has nothing to do with business. Truly, it's about sharing an hour and 15 minutes of just uplifting positivity with one another. And, you know, hopefully that turns into relationships and long-lasting gifts. But even if it was just a person needed a place to go and simply sit and absorb something beautiful for an hour, that's okay too. So the Nuggets of Wisdom has become one of my favorites. There's also been book workshops that I've been offering. And then we also created an entrepreneur's mastermind. So if anybody would like to be put on those reminder lists, please don't hesitate to email me. We'd love to have you.
Oh, it's so great. I love that you're doing that. Thank you. And thank you again for coming and joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And if you are watching this video and are interested in promoting your business online or have someone that you have in mind that might be interested, we would love to hear from you. And until next time, aloha.
Bye.